I'm back, good people. I'm back with part 2 of how I ran away from home at 19 years old. So yes, so guys, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming. If it's your second time or third time, or you're always a member of this family, kisses to you. So if you watched part 1 of this story and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please kindly just subscribe. Like, just hit that red button that you're seeing somewhere. I think it's on that side. I think it's on that side, yes. And then come back. Yeah, so I left part 1 when I'd gotten to the house of this gentleman, and I think in part 1 I was confusing you with the friends. To avoid that, I'm going to name them, like I'm going to label them. The first friend that I met, the one who I was supposed to stay with, is friend number 1. Friend number 2 is the one I spent at their house in Ngong. That's friend number 2. Then friend number 3 is the gentleman who decided to come and rescue me from my friend, who told my friend number 1 that instead of having Christine like spending her life, I mean like living like this with you guys in this local joint, why can't you just allow Christine to come and stay with me? That's going to be friend number 3. So yes, let's go. So I got to friend number 3's house, yes, and when I got there, it was full of gentlemen. Like, it was him, the brother, and the brother had some friend. So I was shown my room, which was a bit, you know, the room that was supposed to be mine, which I think they were using it as a dump site or something. So yeah, so I didn't spend on that room. So that night, of course, we ate. The brother had cooked, so we ate. We got there so late, so the brother had cooked, we ate, and after eating I remember going to bed. Now I went and showered in his room, and I was going to spend in his room. This is friend number 3. So this friend number 3 was like, I think he's like either 10 years or maybe more than 10 years older than myself, and that time he was just this mature guy, you know. And I was scared. Truth be told, I was scared because this woman here was a virgin then. Like, I was a virgin. Like, I'd never even slept with a guy. And when I went to bed, I was just imagining, you see the way when you're a kid, when you're a young girl, and when a young girl, a teenager, let me work with teenagers. I don't know, nowadays this generation, I don't know when they lose their virginities, but my generation, we used to picture, like, you know, there's a way you want to lose your virginity to the man who's going to marry you, and there's a way you want it to be. And maybe one day I'll come and tell you a story about that. But there's a way you want to, you know, there's a way that you pictured in your head that you want it to happen. Not like that. It was my second night of staying away from home, you get. So anyway, let's continue. So when we got to the sleeping time, of course I slept on my side, he slept on his side, but he didn't sleep. So he started disturbing me. Like, of course, you know, a man is a man. So he started touching me, you know, and I'm like, oh please, just don't do anything to me. Like, I don't want to be like this. Is this what you brought me here to do? For, like, I was just playing, you know, all those things, because I didn't even know how it felt. Like, I didn't even know, I had nothing, I had no clue, you know, and I didn't want that to happen to me. And oh my goodness, he was just so big. Oh my goodness, like, he was, oh my goodness. Ooh, I want to go into details, but if you know, you know. So I was so scared, and I tried, I begged him, and finally he got tired, and then he slept, and I slept as well, because hey, but I was so scared, guys. I was so scared. Running away from home is not easy. Oh, the things you get to meet, you better stay in that house. So anyway, I wasn't looking like I was really frustrated in the morning about it, blah blah blah. I was just acting cool, because where was I going to stay? I felt like this was the family that only cared for me at that particular time. So they were my family then. So I woke up in the morning like a normal woman will do, and I was raised in a very good family in terms of, like, when you wake up in the morning, you need to clean the house as a lady, you need to make sure breakfast is ready. This woman woke up and everything was ready by the time these guys were waking up. So I cleaned, but we didn't clean that room of mine like that particular day. Remember, guys, that I ran away from home on Friday. On that Friday, I slept with my friend number 2, yes, in Ngong. So I came back to CBD on that Saturday, like that Saturday morning. We came to CBD, did my exams, and then went to the other estate where my friend number A was staying, so that I could go to their home. But she was still freaking out. She did not mention it to the mom. So yeah, So I ended up going to friend number 3, and I was in their house now, in his house now. So yeah, so I stayed there the entire day. We were playing games with the boys, and that was just cool. And you're wondering what I was wearing then? I got clothes from friend number 2 in Ngong. She gave me some of her clothes, though she was way bigger than myself. So even when I got to friend number 3, I was wearing the tracks for friend number 3 because at least I could adjust them. Back then I was so skinny. I used to look like a stick. Not really a stick, but I was so skinny. So yeah, so we played games the entire day. That was now on Sunday, because Saturday I slept, and then I woke up on Sunday. So on Sunday, everything went well. We had lunch. We didn't clean that room that was supposed to be mine because it was a lot of work, so that one was left like that. On Sunday again, we went to bed. There was just, that friction, like, nothing, nothing, like nothing. Of course I was not going to stay there forever. So the next day we woke up in the morning. The guy, my friend number 3, was going to work, and I was also supposed to go to school, to class. So we called my friend number 1. Friend number 1 is the person I was supposed to stay with. So we called friend number 1 and said, I'm going to school and I'm hoping that maybe we can link up after. And then she was like, yeah, sure, you need to come to Kenya Poly. So I was like, she was always going to Kenya Poly. I mean, she was a student for Kenya Poly, like from Kenya Poly, in Kenya Poly. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, you get it. So after classes, let me take you when I went to school now. We separated ways with friend number 3. So I was in school, and in school, of course, I had my friends. No one really knew what's happening with this chick and all that. So by day 4, like on that Monday, I had a phone, and my phone was on because friend number 3 had given me a phone. There was a phone that he was using in the house, the one that back then you could even put a rubber band around it so that it could hold it together. That's the phone I was using. So I went with it to school, and boom, phone calls started coming. And remember, the entire time no one could call me because no one had my number, remember? So calls started coming in. My mother called me and was like, hey, you need to go back to, I don't know, what's wrong with you, blah blah blah. It was just, I'm like, I am an adult now. I know what I want. I am 19. I know what I want. And then my grandmother spoke to me as well. And my grandmother was like, Christine, you need to pray. The devil that is making you leave the house, blah 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 blah. I listened. I felt touched. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I felt like I was so emotional. I think I started crying. But one thing I knew is Christine was not going back. I wasn't going back, like never. Once I decided to do something, I'm going to do it, come what may. That was my mindset at 19, and I knew I was going to live my life to the fullest. So anyway, after those calls came, I just told them, don't worry, I am fine, I'm fine. And then yeah, so later on I went to Kenya Polytechnic, and then we met with my friends. Everyone was just fun. Like, everyone used to be so amazing. Like, they were so friendly. We started playing games. I think they were preparing for drama festivals for that particular year, like the national drama festivals. And I remember acting was a big deal, and even dancing the Luya dances was such a big deal when it came to, of course, drama festivals and all that. And theater holics were just the best. So I joined the team. So I was like, we were just acting. That was on Monday. I left home on Friday. That was on Monday. So I was just acting, and everything was just fine. Like, we were dancing, guys were in groups, reading all the scripts. Like, life was good. I was doing the things that I wasn't doing when I was at home, like I felt like I was in where I was supposed to be. Yes, I felt like I was where I was supposed to be, with the people that I was supposed to be with. And like, it was just amazing, good people. It was just amazing. And later on in the day, we left Kenya Poly, and then now we went to the estate where my friend number 1 was staying. And now we go to the family. And when we got home, I think she told the mom already that she was going to come with a friend. When we got to their house, they were so friendly. That house was full of love. Everyone was just laughing, and it was amazing. Like, it was really amazing hanging out with them. And then when I got there, there's the wife to one of the brothers, one of the big brothers, the wife to the brother. Are you understanding me? Are we together? The wife to the brother to my friend number 1. Like, friend number 1 had a brother, and now the wife to the brother. Are we together? Yes. So when she saw me, we got connected. Like, she really liked me and was like, let Christine come and stay with me at my place, like far away from there, of course, where the mom was. And they were like, okay, sure, since she was alone and she wanted someone to stay with them, like, yeah, sure, why not? So I ended up leaving the mom's house, but I was so welcome in that new family, and we were, you know, we were just happy. Like, it was such a peaceful place to be, and I met my new family. And yeah, so after that we left that night, that Monday night we left. I was just on the move all the time I was moving, guys. I wasn't using my money. It's my friend, like my friend, they were paying for everything. I was just there like a pass, you know, the way you carry your pass just goes with you. Yeah, I was there like a pass that is just being carried. Yeah, so so yeah, so we went to a different estate where we were staying with the wife to the brother. And since then we've been friends with these family members, with their family members. And it's sad to say that this friend A of mine passed away 6 months after I was staying with them. And it was so sad, so sad. And maybe one day I'll come to tell you the story about life after she passed away. But I already did a story on Gone Too Soon. For those who didn't watch it, you can click on the link popping so that you can watch it and just get to know how it was. And yeah, so I think we've come to the end of this story and how I ran away from home. And that is the first week, like the week before I ran away and the week after, and life began. And yeah, I didn't go back, but I made peace later on. But this is another story maybe for another day again. Like, of course, I got my clothes from home 2 weeks later, where we went, and then got my clothes from home, and many other things happened. Maybe I can continue with this story if you're interested to get to know more about what happened after I moved with my friends, like the wife to my friend's brother. I don't know what to call her. Maybe I should call her friend number 4. Yes. So as soon as I moved with friend number 4 to her house, life became better and sweeter and more peaceful, and we used to just care about each other. And that's how my life started. I've never gone back home like to stay with them, but I made peace with everyone, and I've been living alone since then. Like, I've been living on my own, and that's how it is, that's how it is. And that's how Christine started her hustle, like hustle on the streets, hustle. So we've come to the end of this story, good people. Thank you so much for watching. If you like it, thumbs up. If you want to hear more about these story times, let me know. And until next story time, kisses to you, my amazing people.